Hi everyone, this is Neel, Raithatha, consultant, audiologist and director of ClearWax. Thank you for joining me in my latest video using the WAXscope. And this is the sequel, if you like, to the patient's right ear video that I uploaded at the end of last week. So this patient reported blocked ears bilaterally, but they felt their right one was the worst ear. And it was only once I fully removed the right one they realized just how blocked this one was, because they've got that reference point with the right ear being back to normal and the left ear being severely blocked. And in fact, the impaction on this side was probably a bit more trickier to remove. And in terms of quantity, there was probably 50% more dead skin. It was more dead skin than wax present in this ear compared to their right side. But I think the reason why the patient felt their right ear was a bit worse was because some of the wax in the right side was more impacted up against the eardrum. So although there was more wax dead skin in this ear, it wasn't touching the eardrum per se. Now, with this side, initially the skin and wax, it's matted at the base of the ear canal where all these hairs are. It's almost like a spider's web here. So I'm trying to lift it off the floor of the ear canal to separate it from those hairs. And I was having to put quite a lot of force actually. May not be evident by just simply watching the video, but when I was in the ear, I was having to really leverage it. And now I'm giving these little wriggle movements. This skin plug, you can see the skin at the base of the ear canal. There's a skin that's also attached to the canal wall. So I'm just trying to separate it. I was contemplating using the hook and the correct, but this first bit came away, I believe, and then deeper, the consistency, it was kind of one of those in-between consistencies where the hook and correct could quite easily just cut through it, but also because it's sheets of dead skin, typically what you find with a dead skin plug, which is a bit softer as you're extracting the hook or the correct, it's almost stretching the dead skin sheets, and it can smother it against the floor of the ear canal. So I'm just going to persevere with suction. And because we've got quite a good suction grip, it really minimizes noise levels. So microsuction can be quite a noisy procedure, but when the tip of the suction tip is completely embedded, if you like, against the surface of the wax or skin plug, the patient doesn't actually hear much because the noise is completely concealed with inside the suction tip. As you can see, we're just really working at this plug. There's a bit of skin posteriorly, you can see that. And with the WAXscope, you can really see just the crystal clear, the texture of the skin, that ribbon kind of consistency. So I'm just trying to separate it posteriorly. And just going to put, I think during the course of the video, oil on several occasions to help loosen and soften this skin. So this sheet is going to come away in a moment, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I think it's going to get suctioned up the tube. There we are. So it may not seem like a big thing, that removing that sheet, but actually in terms of the whole procedure, that's kind of almost laid the foundation, if you like, because that skin is also attached to the canal wall, but there's still tons more. You can see it here to the right. And this is where suction really gives you good maneuverability. You can really get hold of the plug and kind of pull it away from the canal wall, trying to detach it. So this bit is a bit firmer laterally, but if my memory serves me correct, as we went a bit deeper, it was still firmish, but it was softer. It wasn't as crusted. I think this is more crusted and crystallized, this section. I did have quite a bendy ear canal, if memory serves me right. So this plug here is somewhat mobilized. I can feel it coming away. But it's just getting trapped in between the first and second bend. So just put a bit more oil in there just to lubricate and soften the surface so I can get a bit more of a better suction grip. Just giving it these little tugs, these little wriggles. And I'm hoping it's going to come away. Now this plug was also fully occluding, so it was a complete seal up against the ear canal wall. So it's what I would call a grade 4 wax or dead skin impaction, that being the most severe. And it was extending right from the entrance where we are now to their eardrum, which is about 2.5 centimeters on average. in an adult male patient at least. You do get gender differences, so male ear canals are slightly longer than females, and of course adult ear canals are larger than pediatric children. So this is just at the entrance now, so it's somewhat hanging out of the ear. And you may have just seen how narrow the canal was, and this plug is larger than this entrance. I'm just having to tease it through, and again, we've got another sheet of skin coming away. So it's almost like a pre-keratosis obturans. Now I wouldn't classify this as a keratosis obturans because the patient didn't report any pain and there was no visible enlargement, widening of the canal wall, which is two hallmark symptoms of keratosis obturans. But if left, possibly it could have developed into a keratosis obturans. There's a fine divide, so technically you could say it is a keratosis obturans because the keratosis obturans is an epidermal skin plug of desquamated skin, so the outer layer of skin is shed, and essentially this is what it is. But it clinically, at least, to diagnose a keratosis obturans would have to be audiologist, ear pain, and then some widening of the ear canal. You can see it's coming through. Whenever you've got a complete occlusion like this, it's a bit more tricky to use a hook or a curette because you're right up against the canal wall, because the plug is up against the canal wall again. So it can be a bit more uncomfortable actually for a patient when it's fully occluded. Now sometimes we do have to resort to, I might have used the ear pick, possibly did, we shall see. So now it's almost like Jenga. Once you remove one piece, some of the other pieces of the skin starts coming away. So it's just getting that initial plug of skin out, and then you've got more maneuverability because there's more space in the ear. And again, you can see the sheet of skin on the underneath side of the plug, which is still attached to the canal wall. The oil's kind of really helping just to soften the skin adhesions, and it's slowly coming to the entrance. But I think there's another tricky plug a bit deeper. I think the suction tip just got blocked there. You can see how the color is slowly changing. It's getting darker. So this deeper skin is a bit more oxidized. It's been in the ear for longer. Again, we've got that sheet posteriorly. So we're having to really work at it to loosen and peel away the skin. This bit is lodged. I can see it posteriorly on the back part. I can see the canal wall. The plug is right up against it. And these little removes, it's helping just to separate. It's always great when you get it out in one plug, but because it's so large, sometimes almost to defragment it into smaller pieces, or fragment it, shall I say. So it's near the entrance here, and it's just layers and layers basically. So we can just go back in, stretch open the ear. I'm probably going to go a bit higher up in the canal, just see if I can roll it underneath the entrance of the canal, so this portion of the ear canal is narrower and the plug behind it is obviously larger, so we're just trying to squeeze it through. So I'm using our size 2 medium size specular, and you can just see how glossy it is. So that glossy appearance is keratin, it's dead skin sheets. So keratin is a protein, also it's found on the outer layer of skin, the epidermal layer. It's also found on our fingernails, hair strands, and keratin has quite a few important properties. It gives that epidermal layer of skin some rigidity, some strength, which obviously it needs because it's exposed to the environment. It's highly reflective, and it helps to reflect some harmful UV sun rays as well. And it's somewhat hydrophobic. Now, the skin itself has what we call natural moisturizing factors on the outermost layer of the epidermal skin called a stratum corneum. So things like glycerin, for example, carboxylic acids, and they're designed to absorb moisture from the environment. Squalene is another one, and it helps just to allow the outer layer of skin from completely dehydrating, but we've got to be careful. It has to be a fine balance struck. You don't want too much excess moisture being absorbed by the epidermal skin, because what will happen then is that these skin cells will overhydrate, burst and swell. So the keratin helps to play a keen balance there. That's somewhat hydrophobic, so it just prevents the epidermal layer of skin overhydrating and macerating, breaking down, which then exposes the underlying layers of skin. So we're making good progress. We've already moved a tremendous amount, and at the end I've got a little video of both ears. It's not just the left ear, it's also the right side, but if memory serves me correct, the top 2/3 of the tissue is off the left ear and the lower half is the right ear. Nearly there. So just wriggling this through. This is coming from the deeper portions of the canal. So this is a bit more softer. So if you were to dissect, we use a hook or carrot, you're just going to cut through this and you're going to release the strands of dead skin, the sheets, the squams of skin. I'm just trying to get a good suction grip. So I think it's somewhat blocked here, but it's probably just enough suction power to wriggle this through. And the oils really help to bind the skin and provide some lubrication inside the suction tip to help prevent blockages. There's another sheet of skin that's come away. So it's almost like an onion, although we're not removing the whole plug all the time at once, but just by removing a layer of skin on the onion, i.e. the epidermal plug, you're just shrinking it, which is really useful in this ear because the entrance is quite narrow. So again, that's another sheet of skin. This probably is a bit more wax here centrally. It's got more of a wax consistency and texture to it. So this plug is just made a bit smaller because we removed the layer of skin either side, and it's just small enough now to extract from the ear. Just going to do some mopping up. There's just a bit of wax skin at the base, just going to hover over that. And then we'll have a look at the patient's eardrum, which is, I said the canal's quite bendy, it veers off to the left, which is the norm in the left ear, but it's probably a bit more than the usual. You've got light reflex, but it's quite dispersed. So that part of the eardrum might be slightly retracted, which is an unusual part of the eardrum to be retracted. I think, I can't remember if I've done the pressure test. And that's all the debris. So the upper two halves, upper second section is from their left ear, and probably the lower third is their right side. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, keep well, speak soon, bye.